Rising everyone, I want to make this video about I was inspired to do this by Welcome to the Awakening channel and to Ringo TV's channel and one other, forgot his name. This is about how should I say it, inviting people or beings into your house and my experiences with that. When I was a lot younger and I used to live with my parents, I opened my door for this young guy from Pakistan, and I knew him from outside. I do not drink or smoke, but I used to just hang out with them, Like, you can drink like a soda while you're sitting there, they're smoking weed or drinking. I always been a sport type of guy. So, yeah, even though it was bad company, I was not drawn into the bad habits. It was only being in my presence wasn't good, but yeah, at the time I wasn't focused on that, to be honest, So anyway, I remember letting this guy in my house, and guys, look, it's normal when you come into somebody's house for the first time. It's normal that you kind of look, hey, where do I have to walk? I don't want to mess anything up. I don't want to knock something over or dirty the person's house, especially not on the first visit, because it leaves a bad impression. Let's be honest. But at the same time, there's a difference between looking where you're walking and a difference between really scanning the house for items or other things, And people who do that, most of the times I noticed, they're already in their mind calculating or up to no good. Because if you are welcomed somewhere and let's say you are friends, you don't need to be sneaky, in your behavior. You should just be yourself and behave accordingly when somebody invites you to their house, And I remember looking. Oh, that was the name. I remember looking at Matt Hoffa's podcast, and he mentioned somebody one time letting people always in his house, and one guy used to come there. I used to steal all of his Bluetooth boxes, And every time the person left, he and his wife would be like, hey, but there's, again, another stereo box missing. What's going on here? But because you have that person in high regards, you do not think that the person would steal. And that's the problem sometimes with these so-called friendships, is that it blinds you. You don't know the person. There was this YouTuber. His name is Kruno Baraba. I give always praises to the person I got the message from. I don't like to steal people's content for me to claim all the, all the glory, so-called, and the likes. I keep it real. But anyway, he was talking about people you went to at school together. You think those are your friends? No, it's just interest groups, because that moment you have something in common. That's the study you're following. But that person later, when you're both adults, you see that you actually have nothing in common, and that you're just acquaintances, nothing more, nothing less, And it is true. It is true. I found it out myself. And yeah, guys. And the thing is also with family, if you take a close look at family, is that with family, what you notice most of the time is that they, how should I say it? They come in your space. And it's true, the first thing they do is that they start to criticize, and start to like, hey, why didn't you put the furniture in this way? Why didn't you put this color, Instead of just being happy for you to love them enough for you to open your door for them, You see what I mean? And that's what Ringo said, what is true, That family is actually the worst, because you hold them more close and dearly than strangers. They think they have the right to tell you how you should live and do, while a stranger knows that they cannot show that behavior immediately, or you will tell them, hey, your first visit here and you're starting to criticize and being arrogant, get out. But with family you won't do that 1, 2, 3. So what ends up happening is you lower your guards, and that's exactly when the disrespect comes, guys. And me, one thing, I always have patience normally, but when I start to notice that type of abuse, I cut it off, I don't like those types of behaviors. If I see you're being an arrogant prick and you're only there to put me down instead of uplifting or trying to look, criticism is nothing wrong with that, because if you're not a narcissist, you should be open and susceptible for criticism. But it's another thing if people give you that so-called correction in a way to put you down. You know, you can feel the intentions. There are people sometimes, they like to correct you in front of others, but it's like in a brutal way, you know. And those type of people, those are not your friends. People who belittle you in front of others and don't have a certain tact of how they talk to you, those are people who, they are not your friends, you know. They are just there to put you down. There's no uplifting, there's no positivity there. You know, it's just BS, guys. Those people, you have to get rid of them. And when I say get rid of them, I don't mean it in a narcissistic way, that when people don't do what you want, that you have the right to throw them away like trash. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if it's a continuous negative, how should I say it, interaction constantly, now then it's time to end that relationship, you know? That gaslighting, those things, you're selling yourself short. Why would you do that? You're just as much worth as everybody. Why would you let people always put you down, you know, talk down, like you're some piece of crap somewhere, you know? You shouldn't be taken there. So yeah, guys, that thing of letting people, myself, I stopped doing that actually a few years. I don't like it anymore, because the last time I did it, and also with the ex-female narcissist, I'm happy certain questions I never answered. She was constantly asking me about my new address, and I knew it was not her. It was a monitoring spirit, you know, because they what they do is they blind you with the woman in front of you so that you lower your guard, because we are men, and men are a little bit weaker than women when it comes to that, straight up. So they try to make you lower your guard, and it's in that moment that the foolery will begin, because then that's the point where the games will begin, and you should be wise and not let those things get to you, you know. You should stand above those things. And so that thing, guys, because this house I'm at is a new house. The old house, few people knew where I lived. This one, no one knows. And I even have it, you can ask, I don't know how it works in America, but here, like, you can go to the municipality and you can ask to keep your address private, you know. I don't know how it is in America, because I didn't live there. I know how it is here in the Netherlands. So you can go to your municipality and ask people, ask them there to keep your address private. Only people that can find it is like the army or police, because that's a different type of organ, you know. But organ, we call it in Dutch orgaan. That's like a ruling head, you know, or authority type of institution. I don't have a specific word in English for that, but the authorities, you can call it like that. But guys, that video really inspired me, because Ringo TV really hit the nail on the spot, you know. You can't, in these times, you can't be letting people in your house. Those times are done. And if I let someone in my house, it's really a day one who hasn't never shown me two faces, you know, always the same, consistent. But even then, you shouldn't do it too often. You know why, guys? You know what it is? You might be meditating, praying, or whatever. You're in good spirits, and that person coming there doesn't have good intentions with you whatsoever, and they're just there to F you up. And the problem is, when they leave your house, you look at this crazy thing. You are the one who paid the house, who bought the house. You're the one who's renting it. Yet when they leave a spirit in your house and a certain uncomfortable vibe there, you know, entities. You're paying the rent there, but you're uncomfortable. You're not sleeping at night. You're having fights and problems, exactly, you know. And they that left are actually in their house rejoicing. Well, it's a blessing for you to go to their house, because you carry the light. You are a person of God. They worship Satan, knowingly or unknowingly. You know, and they leave dirt in your house, guys, spiritually then. So, guys, these are not the times to be doing that continuously. I'm standing here, guys, because, you know, this is a country, it rains a lot. It's raining again, so I have to, you know, I don't like getting wet all the time, you know. That being said, be at peace. Bye-bye.